Welcome back to another episode of the Resilient Philosopher. This is the Leon Dantes, and today the conversation lies within vaccination. Right now, here in the United States, for the last, well, I would say in the last 10 years or so, it has been a subject where there's people that believe that vaccinations shouldn't be mandated. We have a director right now who is against vaccination in the health department of the United States. But what really just pushed it out of the edge was listening to a state in the United States now saying that they're going to remove all the mandates vaccination for children to enter school. And that is just insane. Now, I do believe in personal choices. I do believe in freedom of choice. That's perfectly fine. But there's also a moral, and it's not even a moral, but a social contract, as many scientists have said, that should be taken in effect. If you want to live in an isolated little island without vaccination, and all the people in that area choose to do so, that is their choice. But when you live within society, in a large group in society, in a town or even a big city, where thousands of people live there and thousands of kids are there, and you choose not to vaccinate your kids, and now, because 100 parents chose that, 5,000 kids get sick, those parents should be liable for that. Especially when it's diseases that have been completely eradicated or almost eradicated due to vaccinations. All my children have been fully vaccinated. None of them have come out with issues. I know that time can only tell, but here are some logical facts of life. Not scientific, just plain logic. Vaccinations harming kids. Yes, it can happen. It can harm an adult. Side effects are always available in everything you take. I've known people that have become allergic to aspirin. It's proven that there's people that are allergic to penicillin and anything that is penicillin derived. So yes, we are all very different, and we don't know how different and unique we are until we are confronted with something that we are allergic to it. But when we look at the facts that before vaccines were available worldwide, became readily available, we went from living an average, let's say 60 years was considered elderly, to now I personally know people that are 97 years old and still fully aware of who they are. So when you think about this, when you look at that and you go, vaccines are bad for you because it can give you this or that, look at society, look around you. Count how many of the people around you are over 60 years old. And then ask yourself, did that just happen by pure luck or by the work of science? We're living in a time of scientific renaissance. In the last 600 years, we have, 100 years, forget 600 years. In the last 100 years alone, we have surpassed civilization and advances, technological advances, scientific advances. For us to now start doubting science, but some of those people cannot doubt the existing of a higher being. Something that they cannot physically prove 100%, They believe it. And yet, evidence, personal, reliable evidence of the existence of the benefits of vaccination, for them to deny that, they have, without any doubt, opened the door to call them hypocrites. Growing up, I heard jokes, and I always thought they were funny until now, until I see society how it has become, and it makes me question, are we going backwards? Is another dark age of knowledge coming upon us? Because I've never thought in my life that I would be hearing, questioning medicine in its most modest level. I can understand being hesitant about medications that are not necessary to live our life. Like diet pills, growing your hair, or growing your nails, stuff like that, for you not to believe truly in multivitamin pills. But for a person to tell me that they're against vaccinations, it just blows my mind. I mean, I would assume that the same people that are against vaccination don't take an Advil or an aspirin when they're sick. I mean, what's the point? You take an aspirin, it's going to mess up something in your body, anyways. Anything you put in your body that is not natural can have a side effect. Even natural things like water. When water carries certain minerals, might make you sick. That is why it is always said to boil the water before drinking it, to kill any bacteria in the water. And and then you're gonna tell me that you are this believer in nature, then you shouldn't take any form of medication. If you're gonna denounce science, then you shouldn't even be taking homemade remedies, because science was building homemade remedies. See, science is philosophy, is seeking knowledge, scientists, medical scientists per se. Their whole purpose is to research and come up with better alternative. Yes, you got pharmaceuticals that take advantage of that. You got the push for people's greed and wanting to make money. But at the end of the day, in order for you to prove that home remedies are beneficial, you need science. Any form of research that you do to fully create a factual statement requires a scientific research, study on it. And I did as a kid, I drank homemade remedies and they did work, but they were backed up by years and years of proven track that they work. That in itself is scientific. But to turn your back into medicine, to turn your back completely into medicine, you're picking between two evils, betting that one is better than the other. Well, I got news for you. If you want to take that bet, that is fine. Go ahead and take that bet. You choose not to vaccinate your kids, that's going to be on you. And if you believe in your Christian God or Muslim God or whatever God you want to believe in, it will be between you and your God, the life of your child. I completely agree with that. I have no issue. But under moral, societal, common sense rules, you should be liable for any other life, including of your child, that is taken. If you choose to not vaccinate your child against polio, for example, that's your right. That's your problem with between you, your God, and your child. I understand that. But if your child catches polio and he becomes disabled, then it stays between you, your God, and your child. Society shouldn't have to carry the weight. Because what carries society, what has brought society to live as long as it's living now, is science. If you turn your back on science, then you should not get any of the rewards. I'm sorry if I'm sounding so upset about this, but it is upsetting because I've known personally that countries like Cuba, for example, you have no say. You get vaccinated and you don't even know if the vaccine is good, expired, or whatever. You don't know where they even get it from. And people survive. We got countries that wish that they could get half of the vaccines that we can get here in order to survive. And we're turning our back on vaccinations over what statistics? Under what logics? Because statistics can be as biased as you can imagine. Imagine that you can take any stats and make it look in whatever direction you wish. And I just don't understand what or why people would take this route against a life-saving vaccinations. It just blows my mind. And I think we're going to see the results of this 20, 30 years from now. That's when we are really going to see the outcome of our choices. Because at the end, this is all what it is. It's choices. You make choices in life and you have to live with the consequences. Unfortunately, when it comes to our children, we make the choices and they live with the consequences. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't make sense. And I just I hope the innocent doesn't pay the consequences. Or I should refine that to, I hope that the innocent does not have to carry the weight of the choices of others that would ultimately hurt themselves. Thank you for listening to the Resilient Philosopher. Remember that the best way to help our show is to purchase the book, The Resilient Philosopher, The Prism of Reality, and also our leadership series, The Resilient Mind, Volume 1 and 2, which are available. Now, The Resilient Philosopher, The Prism of Reality is now available for free in digital format in the website. You can download it and enjoy it. I would just like for anyone that downloads the book to please leave a review in our website or in any of the platforms that is available. It's available through Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. In digital format, it's available in Barnes & Nobles, Kindle, Apple Books, and just completely heartbroken about the whole situation with the lack of belief and trust and scientific proof of how important vaccinations are. But this is why this show is called The Resilient Philosopher. Because through here, we have the opportunity to exchange ideas and point of views. So feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to go to the website, visionleon.com, and also read over 700 articles written by Leon Dantes, myself. So until next time, please always show up for yourself. And this is Leon Dantes, the Resilient Philosopher.